The last 12 months of the pandemic have taken a lot of things from us. Our loved ones, our normalcy, our social interactions. But it's also given us a few things, like time with family, maybe a home office, and some perspective. That's the way one Southeast Boise neighborhood likes to look at it, what the pandemic has given us. It's given them the community they've always wanted. It's Saturday on Valencia Street, which means you're either wrestling with yard work,
that they also have one of the coolest modern art museums we've ever been to,
or you're headed to another neighborhood hang, done with distance.
Oh, like you just like a box mix?
In the Prouty driveway.
We went in for happy hour and we walked out with a $210 bill.
Well, hell yeah.
For the past year, every Saturday, Fred and Vicki Prouty's place becomes more of the party place, a practice, a product of the pandemic.
It was like we're all on lockdown. Like, what happens next?
Well, that first weekend of the statewide stay-at-home order,
And we couldn't see our kids. We couldn't go to work.
Vicki had an idea.
It was spring cleanup day. I'm in the backyard. And I could hear these guys doing the same thing. And I heard the neighbors on that side doing spring cleanup. I said, hey, you guys, do you want to meet in the driveway at 5:30? Happy hour? Yes. So I said, meet in the driveway at 5:30.
And they did, but not before word spread down the street.
That's right. Michelle and David were walking along, and I was in the yard, working on the yard, and they were like, oh, we're having happy hour later. And my ears peaked up, and I was like, happy hour? People? I'm going.
March 28th.
And they brought their chairs, and they brought their chairs, and
Marked the beginning
that was our first night.
of a bounty of beautiful friendships.
We really didn't know each other. I didn't know these folks. I didn't know that couple, and they didn't know each other.
We've noticed our neighbors, but we really didn't know them very well.
They live on the corner?
They're our neighbors.
But we don't feel that way now.
One day we woke up, and we were still kind of like, we don't really know anyone. And the next day we knew everyone.
They're from Hawaii.
Oh my gosh.
For Vicki, being a wedding officiant, it's kind of in her nature to bring people together.
I just felt it was the right thing to do because we were scared. And who would have thought what 2020 was going to turn into?
Well, it turned into an every weekend entry on this East Boise community calendar.
This is no different than what we've done all through 2020.
Stronger than steel and wood.
And they've done it with music,
See me through.
and with fire pits, and like this Saturday, with breakfast spreads.
You don't have one in your backyard yet? It's time.
They now know more about each other
I've tried the paddleboarding. I'm not good at it.
and each other's families.
Doug is an independent cinematographer.
And
Have you seen Dirtiest Job?
they're doing all the neighborly things,
You dropped your mask.
like mail and trash cans and garage doors,
Yes, and you have been known to leave your garage door open.
We have.
that come with being connected by more than just an address.
So it's just instant neighborhood.
That it took a global health crisis to see the world beyond their own yard hasn't gone unnoticed.
I would hate to think that it wouldn't have happened, but it was kind of a reason, I guess, for it to happen.
So will it continue past the pandemic? Probably.
If Vicki stays in charge, it'll never end.
It's now going to take a lot more than that,
Yeah, it's starting to chill down.
or even a little rain, to stop the Valencia Street Saturday shindigs
It's been a really powerful thing that we've done. And it took all of us to do it.
and break the bonds
It brought everybody from their doors to the driveway.
created by the coronavirus.
It's just been fabulous.
Well, tomorrow actually marks the one-year anniversary of that Valencia Street Gang first get-together. And yes, they plan to keep them going, especially now that the weather's warming up and new neighbors are now joining the nest.